Hello and welcome back to another reaction, in this occasion, My Hero Academia Season 5 Episode 9. Yes, last time we got the conclusion of the fight between Tetsu team and Ida's team. I was going to say to the Rockies, but honestly Ida has earned the right to call the team Ida's team. Because yeah, what he did was amazing, and I love how he changed his priorities thanks to even what the traumatic event that was the hero killer, and now he said, no, my priority is to save lives other than attack the enemy. And that is fantastic, especially for his quirk, because he can really rescue people and take them away from harm faster than anybody else. So it makes sense for him to be like that. He can fight, oh, of course he can fucking fight. We have seen that in this episode, well, not in this episode, in the last episode, in episode 8, and we saw that kind of in the episode of the hero killer. So yes, we know that he can fight. And yeah, it was a fascinating episode. It was an interesting episode, especially because of the way that it ended. I honestly didn't know who was going to win. I didn't know, but none of them won. It was a draw, and obviously everybody feel unsatisfied with that. Except Monoma, who believes they are going to win the next round. Perhaps he's right, perhaps he's wrong. I don't know, and I cannot wait to find out what is going to happen. So, let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary once you see it. Remember that in the description is a link for my Twitter, in case you want to follow me, is there. A link for the reaction because, well, YouTube doesn't like reactions, and a link for my Patreon in case you want to see these and many more episodes without any cuts, the full reaction, man, the full reaction. Anyway, without further ado, let's cut the presentation short and watch the episode, shall we? Okay, I'm back. I just watched a second time the 9th episode of the series. And yes, this series, not only Kimetsu no Yaiba, enjoys making me look bad. Because again, if you remember, if you recall what I said in my last commentary, it was something along the line that, oh, I feel that Bakugou is going to screw up. I feel that his ego is not going to let him win, and there are going to be a lot of mistakes. And I was again waiting, obviously I didn't say this, but I was waiting for a 2-part episode, well, 2 episodes part. But no, this was the only fight, the only combat in which was just one episode and going very fast, because when the fight was over I still have like, I don't know, 7 minutes of episode, something along, yeah, more than 7, oh my god, Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm checking right now with the video. The fight ended at, let's say, the last point in which was, honestly, they were in the battlefield when they're, well, congratulating themselves. It lasted until 1451. And let's take into account that it started from the beginning. It wasn't that much. It wasn't that much. It was a really, really, really fast match. And yes, Bakugou made me eat my own words. Like, oh, okay, you think I'm bad? Take that. Yeah, the fastest one, the more, I don't know, the more concrete victory that we saw. They overwhelmed the enemy. They didn't stand a chance, man. It was amazing, man. I don't think the enemy even touched any of them, because the one who saved Jiro, which obviously was Bakugou, he tortured her with the feet, obviously. He just kicked her out of the way, but he saved her. But that was it. Nobody else touched them. So that speaks volumes of what we just witnessed here. kudos for them, man. Kudos for them. It was honestly amazingly well done in Bakugou's behalf, in everybody's behalf. Honestly, all of them did a good role. Obviously, the main protagonist of this combat was Bakugou, because yes, he is really seriously strong and the rest were just supporting. But without this support, Bakugou wouldn't be able to win. Because, yeah, the wielding guy would still wield it, and the rest could have done something else, and if he was just abandoned. So, yeah, there were several cases in which, yes, Bakugou was the main point, but the support was important for the victory of this team. So, yes, it's not to diminish the amazing work that was done, it's actually to increase the amazing job that it was done in this combat. Yeah, I think everybody was surprised by this. Well, at least the one who watched the anime, and those, I guess, when they read the manga, were kind of surprised to see this level of cooperation with Bakugou. Bakugou, man. He said, "Oh, I haven't changed. You have changed. Yes, maybe your goal is the same, but he has changed. He really changed. He's cooperating much. He's cooperating more. Yeah, he still has his attitude, and I always said, oh, come on, chill the fuck down and all of that. But I guess if you take away that attitude, it will take away from the character. So don't take that very seriously. Don't go say, oh, if you take away, it's going to be a bland character. I agree with you. I just say that because, yeah, it's kind of annoying, but I wouldn't want them to change him that much. Perhaps he will mellow down if we see a future, if we see, oh, I don't know, in 10 years after the series is over, the last episode we're going to see the other people's grown up and what's going on with them. Perhaps in that moment he will mellow down a little bit. But yes, that will take away the character of Bakugou per se. So yes, even if I don't like him, even if he's not among my favorites, I can accept the fact that it was unbelievably amazing. It was incredible, and it was honestly a fascinating thing to see. It was honestly fascinating. And I love how Aizawa in the end said, sure, good job all the way. Good job all the way. Just praise after praise after praise from Aizawa. From Aizawa. Let's remember that. That is high praise, man. That is really, really high praise. Yes, I mean, yes. And obviously, the way Monoma reacted to what the hell is going on, oh my god, and all of that, that was funny too. But obviously, now we enter into a territory of the final match, of the 5th match. And it has the potential to overcome what Bakugou did. Because Bakugou, yes, won 4-0, but they could won 5-0. Potentially. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a more close match. I don't know how it's going to react, because we know that with Midoriya he can break free from the mind control. But now that I think about it, I don't know if he can use it consciously. I don't think so. Perhaps it's just one time and one time only. I don't know, man. It could be several possibilities with that. But I think it's going to be a closer match than this one. This was just overwhelming Class 1A. Bakugou, honestly, Bakugou was just there, above everybody else. Perhaps this is making me change my positions in Class 1A. Yeah, I still consider that Midoriya is the strongest one because of the potential that he has. How much he has grown and how much he still has left to grow. I think he can barely control 20%. 50% is in an acceptable range. And that is very powerful, strength that he has. So yeah, he still has a lot, and I mean a lot of more power to release. So I still consider Midoriya the strongest one. But perhaps Bakugou, with the demonstration that was shown in this case, perhaps he's the second strongest one. Yeah, and he has work for that second place. He will hate me if he hears me say this. He will hate me, but coming from somebody who is not his favorite character, that is high praise. Especially because I really, really like Todoroki, and it's hard to say that he will perhaps in a third place. Perhaps he can grow back with more training, but yes, within this place, I think Bakugou has grown so much. Yes, I mean, yes. Holy shit. But yes, we have three strong characters, and the comment was one after the other, man. One after the other. Yes. Perhaps that is the position, perhaps that is the case. Third Shoto, second Bakugou, and first Midoriya. Perhaps that is the significance, or perhaps it's just a coincidence. Perhaps Horikoshi never had the intention of that, so I don't know, man. I just like to read way too deep into this situation. But yeah, honestly, for my liking, because again, I think you know that my favorite character is Midoriya. I think it's pretty obvious. I like the way they are behaving around Midoriya. And I like this was made by merit. Because at the beginning of the series, obviously, you know that Midoriya inherited the power of the number one hero. You know as the audience. But no one else does. And at the beginning, he was a very self-destructive power. He wasn't able to control it, just from 0 to 100 in a small part, because if you do it in a bigger part, you are going to lose your mobility, you're going to lose your arms or something like that. So yeah, a very destructive power. Even in the sports festival, it was just obviously not top rank because yeah, a lot of power, but he's unable to control said power. So it's understandable. It's understandable to be kind of saying, okay, Midoriya is not the strongest one. Midoriya is middle ground in that moment. But Midoriya has been growing and growing and growing and growing and growing, changing his approach to his own power and moving forward. And now everybody is wary of that because now Midoriya has learned to control his power. He no longer hurts himself when he uses it. He has more mobility, so he's not just a strong rock that doesn't move. He moves and he has the ability to move. And now in the end he has long range attack. So he's the full package now. And they are wary of that. And I like it. I like when they speak of Midoriya as this real danger for the other teams and say, okay, yes, we need to fight Midoriya because Midoriya is the strongest one. Midoriya is the one. If you let a tiny opening, Midoriya is going to take advantage of that and destroy us through that small opening. And even say, okay, Midoriya has the same mobility and combat ability as Bakugou, or even better. Yeah, perhaps it's equal, perhaps it's not better, because yeah, Bakugou has an amazing sense of fighting, so I have to concede that. But yeah, I like that chat, because again, Midoriya is probably my favorite character of the series, and I think I should take away the probably Midoriya is my favorite character of the series. And yes, the rest of the team doesn't have very strong fighting abilities. As they said, Midoriya is the strongest one among them, sure, but Midoriya is probably the strongest one among every single one of the students of the hero course, Class 1A and Class 1B. So yes, now to finish this commentary, there's something that caught my attention, something that Monoma said, and in the second viewing I think it confirms that he doesn't know if he can copy Midoriya's ability. Why he said that? Why he is not certain that he can copy Midoriya's ability? What is the limit of his quirk? Is the limit of his strength? And he recognizes there's too much power that he won't be able to control it? I don't know, perhaps he's that, perhaps he's conscious of that, but by the way it was phrased, it doesn't sound like that. He said that he doesn't have the ability, because he said they draw blank, so he has the intention to copy it, but he's afraid of not been able to use it? What does it mean? I have no idea, and I cannot wait to find out what the hell does this mean. But I think I exhausted the topic of this one. Let me just quickly remind you that if you enjoy the content of the channel, please consider a subscription and turn on notifications. If you enjoy the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment so I know what you think about my reaction, the episode, or the commentary in general. If you want to follow me on Twitter, the link is in the description below, alongside with the reaction because YouTube doesn't like reactions, and of course a link for my Patreon in case you want to see the full uncut reaction of this episode and many more. Anyway, yes, I think that's it. I hope you enjoy it, and I have nothing else to say but thank you for your attention, and well, see you in the next one. Bye.
Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, give it a like so the algorithm from YouTube will help me out. And check my other videos, share them, and also why not subscribe to my channel and join this community. And as always, I want to thank you for your attention, your likes, and even your dislikes, your comments, which is something I always look forward to read. And yeah, once more, thanks and see you on the next one.